G'day everyone, this is Jason from OBDX Pro, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to read an engine computer using LS Droid for Windows with one of our OBDX Pro VTs. This video is only going to be showing how to read. We'll do a follow-up video showing how to actually write a new tune to the engine computer. So once you've installed the cable with our drivers following the installation video, just a matter of opening up LS Droid for Windows and then going ahead and actually selecting our COM port. So my one currently is on COM 4, press connect. There we go, shows it's got 12.8 volts. We can now select our actual ECU. So I've got a PO1 on the bench, so I can just click that one. I can select ID. So now we get the OS ID, the VIN number, serial number. We can go ahead and actually check the segment IDs and also hardware details. Gives us some information about the engine computer, including calibration or segment information. After that, to then start reading, it's just a matter of clicking the read PCM button. So we'll click that one. Pops up, we need to save our actual file that we're reading. So I've read it previously, I called it Holden PO1. So I'm just going to call this one Holden PO1 LS Droid. It's usually a good thing to chuck in the date as well. I'll normally do it backwards for formatting wise. And we'll go save. It's now going to try and set up and prepare the ECU. It's now done an unlock, which means it's allowed permission to start reading and doing bits and pieces. So uploaded the bootloader, which is a custom code that gets run on the engine computer, and now it's actually communicating and reading the blocks of data directly from the engine computer. So having a look at it, this is what it looks like. Looks like a bit of gibberish, but this is the way that what raw data looks like. It's also doing a block sum to make sure the data we're receiving is also valid. So this process will usually take around 2 minutes on a PO1, so that's 512K flash, whereas a P59 will take a bit long, about double the time, being a 1 megabyte flash. Once it's done, it will verify and make sure everything's okay and it's verified all the data is not corrupted. And from there, we're then able to use that file using free tuning editor applications such as Tuner Pro, using a compatible XDF file, and then make our edits. Once that's all done and confirmed, it can then be loaded back up into LS Droid for Windows, and that's where we can then do a flash calibration. We can select the file that we edited, and then same procedure, letting it proceed. Now, something important to note is when reading and writing, it is very important to not touch anything on your setup or in car. It's recommended to make sure you have a very good power supply. I have mine currently set at 13 volts. Usually I have it set at 14 since I'm using an adjustable power supply, but it's just to show an indication of what a usual car would generally show anyway, around that, over that 12 volt mark. In car, it's not recommended simply because this process does take time. You can run the chance of actually having low battery power, and that can result in corrupting and even bricking an engine computer. That's why it is recommended to make sure you've got a power supply connected to your battery, or if you're using a bench setup, is to make sure that it is very well set up and you're using a very good power supply. On note, with a bench wiring setup, make sure your wiring is 100% correct before you connect up an ECU or an actual scan tool. Otherwise you will run the risk of damaging either the engine computer or the actual scan tool. So that's very important. Make sure you've got that double checked, which a recommended group to speak to is the LS Droid group or even the PCM Hammer group. Plenty of people are more than happy to double check over that you've done it all correctly before you proceed. So now we're coming up to the end of our read. Once it's got through our final block, which is now, there we go, it's doing some final cleanups and checks. There we go. Now we do what it says, we turn the ignition off, then we can press OK. So reach over, turn off my ignition switch. Alright, press OK. It's now doing a countdown just to allow it to sit there idle for a moment. Go. Now we can key back on. Alright, ignition back on. Okay, and that's it. That's our read done. So now you can go to the folder that you saved that file into, and you can open up the Tuner Pro to do your edits. We will have another video demonstrating doing an edit or two using Tuner Pro and free application for that, just to give you an indication how to use it and what to expect to see. And the same with also our next video, which will be showing how to write those edits back to your PCM. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Any questions, feel free to comment below. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.